Hey guys, and welcome to your classroom away from school. Today we're having a look at the continuous verb form, as well as the auxiliary verb be. Do you remember what an auxiliary verb is? It's what we consider to be a hjälpverb in Swedish. It's sort of assisting the main verb in a sentence. Conjugate, of course, means that we change a word into different forms. For verbs, we change their tenses, like past tense, dåtid, or its infinitive form, infinitiv, eller grundform, where we put the word to in front of the verb. In this video, we're adding a few new expressions. Present tense is what we call nutid in Swedish. Present continuous is what we call pågående nutid, or progressive form in Swedish. The English use it to indicate that something is being done right now, in this moment. Past continuous is similar, although it describes something that was happening earlier. And finally, there's simple tense. In English, the simple form is the basic conjugation of verbs, like play or played. So simple present, play, and simple past, played. You're already familiar with these, as English has different verb conjugations, like the continuous form. They need something to indicate which is the basic form. Alright, remember how we in the last video left out the verb be? Well, the auxiliary verb be is most often used together with the continuous form. The verb have can show up here as well, but only together with the past participle version of be, been. To start off, how do we write verbs in the continuous? It's actually quite simple. We simply place ing at the end of the verb, removing any unnecessary vowels. Take a look at the verb make in the second example, making. It's spelled with the silent e at the end, make, but when we add the ing ending, we'll remove the silent e. The English language is convenient this way. However, simply adding the ing ending won't be enough. You'll also have to make sure that there's the second piece of the puzzle, the auxiliary verb be, conjugated based on tense and whether the noun is in singular or plural, or, as these three examples, in the first, second, or third person. So I is in the first person, which means the verb be is conjugated as am. You is the second person, which then means it's conjugated into are. He, she, and it are all third person pronouns, which means be must be conjugated into is. So don't forget to conjugate the verb be, even though you're using it. If you forget to use it, you'll sound a bit like a Jamaican pirate. I be going to school, or you be reading a book, or he be cleaning the house. Doesn't really sound that great now, does it? No. Luckily, this rule works the same in past tense. So instead of am, are, and is, you would say was or were. So I was, you were, he, she, it was. And the verbs all keep the ing ending. So why do we need to have two tenses for the same thing then? Why can't we only use simple tenses? Well, take a look at the following examples. Do you think they carry the same meaning? Pause the video and see if you can spot the difference between these tenses and the meaning of each example. Ready? Let's have a look at the answer. This is why. The first one, the simple present, describes something you do regularly, as a habit. You walk to school every day. A habit is, in Swedish, it's vana. It's something we do all the time. The second one, the simple past, describes something that has already happened, that you've already completed or finished. I walked to school earlier today. So that means that you have already sort of passed the moment where you have done something, in this case, walked to school. The third one, the present continuous, describes something you are doing right now, in this moment. It doesn't describe a habit. So right now, I am walking to school. I am not walking later. I am not walking earlier. I am walking right now. I am walking to school. The fourth one, the past continuous, describes something you did at a certain point in time. Usually, the word when follows it, like I was walking to school when something jumped out of the bushes. Let's take a look at another example. Take a look at this sentence. How should we conjugate the verbs in bold? Should they be in the simple or continuous tense? Should it be works or is working? And should it be teaches or is teaching? Pause the video and see if you can come up with the right answer. Remember what I've told you about the use of the two verb forms in the earlier examples. Ready? Here's the answer. It's true I'm working today, but it's something I'm doing every day. It's a habit. At the same time, teaching at school is a habit too, sure, but as I am referring to today specifically, it's instead at a certain point in time. Thus, it has to be in the continuous. The correct answer then becomes, Julius works at Elsa Brännström's. Today, he is teaching us grammar. So, to summarize, we've had a look at new forms, the simple present and past, as well as the present and past continuous. When deciding which one of them to use, you have to remember what you're trying to express within the sentence. Is it a habit? Use simple present. Is it something you've already done? Use simple past. Is it something you're doing right now? Use present continuous. Is it something you were doing at a specific point in time? Use past continuous. This was a longer video as well, but it's a valuable lesson. Choosing the proper tense and form is important for your writing ability, as using the wrong one can convey different meanings and messages. That's all for today. If anything has been unclear, rewind the video and rewatch it. Remember, you can always bring questions to class. See you there.